Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to 1MinuteTennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about how to use the whole body to take the racket back. When we use the whole body on the take back of the forehand, then you load the body, you coil the body, ready to explode into the ball. This makes for a much more powerful stroke. And also I want to show you at the same time how to get perfect spacing from the ball. The biggest reason that most players watching this video will make forehand errors is getting jammed and too close to the ball. I want to show you one technique that will fix both problems and make sure that taking the racket back with the arm rather than the body and getting jammed are a thing of the past in your forehand. It's totally natural to take the racket back with the arm and just bring the left arm vaguely across the body here or out in front. But when you do that, there are two problems. One is that if the ball is fast, then the racket goes back further. And if the ball is slow, then the racket goes back in a shorter distance. But surely we want the racket back further for the slower ball and shorter for the faster ball. And also the very fact that we're taking the racket back into different places on every take back is just adding an extra degree of difficulty to what is already a very complicated game. And then most of the people watching this video, the left hand will only go to here. But if you look at the pro players, the left hand is out here. The reason for this is spacing from the ball. It's not very natural to hit the ball inside the line of this arm. It's natural to use the arm as a sort of indicator of distance and space and hit outside of the line of the arm. If your arm is here, then you're likely to get jammed. So let's fix these problems in a series of progressions. First, I want you to take the racket back and put the racket head onto your elbow here. It's a very strange position. But if the racket is on the elbow here, then now it is impossible for me not to take the racket back and begin the forehand with the body. Obviously, we're not going to hit a ball this way in an actual game, but it gives you the feel of how the pros take the racket back because they're making this movement every single time. The shoulders are ahead of the hips and we have a disconnect between the upper body and the lower body. When you've done this a few times and got the feel of it, now move the racket to the hand and with the racket on the hand, reproduce the same movement. The reason we don't begin with this is that it's quite feasible to put the racket on the hand and bring the racket in too close to the body. With the elbow, you're guaranteed to get the hand away from the body. So we do the elbow first and then the hand second. And the next progression is to make the same movement, but now separate the racket and the hand. So I go from the normal ready position here, a more traditional ready position, and I look at the relationship and distance between the racket head and my hand. And when I can keep that distance constant, it might be large, it might be small, but when I can keep that distance constant, then my body is taking the racket back. The moment that my arm takes the racket back, I cannot see the distance and there is an inconsistency in that distance. But as long as I can see the relationship between the left hand and the racket head, then my body is taking the racket back and I now have a controlled take back. But it also means that my left hand is positioned away from the body, perfect to receive the ball, and therefore the swing will be substantially away from the body. What I'm doing here is alternating hitting the ball with the racket away from the body and then catching the ball with the left hand and then checking when I make the catch whether my left arm is straight or whether it's too close to the body, checking whether I'm initiating a stroke that invites me to be jammed or whether I'm initiating a stroke that gives me perfect spacing from the ball and means I can hit the ball powerfully, freely and aggressively. Use these progressions. Begin by the feel here, then move to holding the racket here, and then appreciate the relationship between the left hand and the racket head, and you will have a guaranteed take back of the racket that is consistent, that coils the body correctly, and gives you the opportunity to be hit more powerfully, more accurately, and more consistently. If you like this or any other of our ideas, check out our books. We have books on every subject of the game, and the books are broken down into the super simple solutions such as this, with great illustrations and links to videos on the same subject, and super complicated biomechanical and physics explanations of the strokes. Everything is designed to help you get to the next level. Or join players in over 40 countries that I'm helping with one-to-one online coaching. For more information on either of these, check out the website or email me. So apply this into your game. Begin by having the racket on the elbow on the take back, and then in the hand on the take back, and then appreciate the relationship between the racket and the hand, and then apply this into your forehand, and you will have a better, more accurate and more powerful forehand. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.